Welcome everyone to part 2 of episode 100 of EDH Commander Challenge. I'm your host, BT. Now you're probably asking yourself, part 2? Part 2? What is this, a movie? Well, there's actually 3 reasons why I had to change the content for today's episode. The first reason is we were having a 4-player multi that was going pretty well yesterday, being July the 8th, but we kind of forgot about the fact that yesterday was the official new ban list update for Commander. And the player that won the match won it by going crazy with his new Sisay Weatherlight Captain deck using Paradox Engine. And I only made it to the final 2 because of the power of Iona, Shield of Emeria with my Kali of the Vast deck. And those cards are both officially banned. That's right, in case you didn't check your MTG social media and you haven't had a chance to look at the new ban lists for Commander, both Iona, Shield of Emeria, probably the most hated angel in all of MTG, is banned. And Paradox Engine, I assume only because there's not really a deck you can build with it that once you get it out, that after 1 or 2 turns you haven't won the game yet, it's also banned. My only question to you guys out there is, between you and me, I'm not trying to be picky here because, hey, we'll see how everything goes, right? But how is it that a 9 casting cost angel that is tough for monocolor decks, unless you run cards like Duplicant or Oblivion Stone or, say, Nivenrul's Disc or even Spinavish Shot to get rid of it, which is really tough for mono decks, I will agree with that. But she does require some setup. Almost no one I know uses her as a general, and she does come off of things like Kalia, Tooth and Nail, Elvish Piper, or maybe Planar Bridge, I guess, if I'm really stretching it out. But cards that are equally, if not more so brutal, get a free pass. Of course, I'm talking about cards like Stasis, Winter Orb, Static Orb, and if I'm really being picky, Back to Basics. Those cards all get a free pass, but Iona doesn't. Let me know in the comments what you guys think about that. I'm curious to know what you guys feel about the new ban list changes. And speaking of changes, one card I didn't expect to see get unbanned, just like I didn't expect to see Protein Hulk the last time, is Painter Servant. This thing is an OTK with Grindstone. Consider this one to be one of my few forays into MTG finance, but if you know anybody or have a card store in your area that's selling Grindstones, whether they be regular or Masterpiece, same goes with Painter Servant for cheap, pick them up now. I was lucky. I went onto Amazon yesterday and got 2 copies of Painter Servant for about $14 each. And I picked up a Masterpiece Grindstone for about $50. I woke up this morning and I see now Grindstone people selling them for like hundreds of dollars now, or $150. These ridiculous prices. So just pick them up now as cheap as you can and save yourself some dollars later, I guess you will. If you will, sorry. Anyway, that's the first reason, since the cards that pretty much won the game were now banned before after the video was recorded. I had no choice but to scrap the footage. The second reason is because people have been asking me left and right, how come I don't do deck techs anymore? I will do one for you guys today. It's partly a celebration after all of 100 episodes. Today you'll be seeing the 99 cards that comprise the main deck of a deck you've seen me play on the channel before. Of course, I'm talking about the first Sliver. And as an added bonus, the entire deck is foil. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. And the third reason is this episode is dedicated to MTG YouTuber and my newest follower, Brian from Cure for the Common Game. This guy is awesome. He has like a Ryu Street Fighter style goal, one that seemingly he'll never be able to finish because Magic keeps throwing set after set after set at you. But he wants to make an EDH deck for every general that exists within the game. Every legendary creature. This guy has hundreds of videos, so I suggest you guys check him out. He's really cool. Again, that's Cure for the Common Game. There'll be a link to the description below. Last but not least, also regarding everyone talking to me about Oathbreaker, when am I going to do another Oathbreaker episode? In case I didn't mention to you before, go back, there's a few episodes ago, we did an Oathbreaker episode, and I promised you guys that if we got to 36 likes, that's 36 likes, that I would turn it into its own series. Again, that episode that we did do, the Oathbreaker, it was me, Jimmy, and Francis, was, I believe it was episode 95. So go back and check that out. We're at up to 35 likes. So one more like, just one more like, and we will turn that into its own series. Which, by the way, guys, let me know in the comments if you got some ideas for what we can name our Oathbreaker series. Now, without any further ado, let's go check out this awesome deck tech for the first Sliver, which might be the next style of deck you might see Emma play on the channel if she's interested, or things like that. You never know. But let me know in the comments what you think of the deck, what you think could be missing, what you think I can add to it, because I could use your feedback. Hope you enjoy it. Here we go. Alright guys, let's start our 4th ever EDHCC Deck Tech Special. Today I'll be showing you the 99 cards that comprise the main deck of a deck you've seen me play recently on the channel. Of course, I'm talking about the first Sliver. You'll see right up here on the screen. Let's start with the lands. I play 33 lands in the deck. And by the way, the entire deck is foil, so for all the cards that were available in foil should be in here. Just finished putting this together about 2-3 weeks ago. So hope you guys enjoy that. I play 4 fetch lands, including the Flooded Strand, Windswept Heath, Polluted Delta, and Wooded Foothills. For shock lands, I play Breeding Pool, Watery Grave, Temple Garden, Overgrown Tomb, and Godless Shrine. I do play some of the Scry lands, including Temple of Mystery, Temple of Malady, Temple of Plenty, and Temple of Enlightenment. I play some of the Vivid lands, all but the red one, because there's not that many red spells in the deck. I have Vivid Grove, Vivid Creek, Vivid Marsh, and Vivid Meadow. For other lands I put in the deck, I have Vesuva to copy a land, City of Brass, a Sliver Hive, just in all the different language version I got there. Got Murmuring Bosk, a beautiful Crozen Verge, Mana Confluence, Forbidden Orchard, Sungrass Prairie, Mosswort Bridge, Winding Canyons, because giving your creatures flash is just awesome. Keeps your opponent on their toes. And some dual lands, including Savannah, Underground Sea, Bayou, Taiga, Tropical Island, and finally a Badlands. For creatures, I believe there's about 37. Only one of them is not like the others, which is Eternal Witness, just to get cards back from the graveyard. And now for a Sliver roll call. I have Hunter for Provoke, Venom for Death Touch, Bone Scythe for Double Strike, Hive Lord for Indestructible, Synapse for Draw Power, Hibernation for Bounce, Ground Shaker for Trample, Telekinetic for Control or Tap, depending on how you see it, Leeching for extra damage, Quick for Flash, Sliver Queen because it's Sliver Queen, Gale Rider for flying, Magma for what I guess Timberwatch does for elves, this does it for slivers. Sliver Overlord to go fetch out other slivers and to gain control of them in case anyone tries to steal them from me or happens to be running a mirror match, although that doesn't happen very much. We also have a Two-Headed for Menace. We have Brood for tokens, Shadow for Shadow. We have Thorncaster for extra damage, Crystalline for Shroud, Heart for haste, Legion for the coat of arms that only works for you. We have Sentinel Sliver for vigilance, Firewake for haste and boost, Harmonic for permanent disruption against your opponent's artifact and enchantments, Gemhide for mana power, constricting to get rid of some tough creatures that might be a little bit much for you or stop whatever you're doing. It's a little steep for the cost, I do agree, but it's worth it. Striking for first strike, Muscle and Predatory for some boosts, Pulmonic for flying and making them able to come back to the top of your deck. I love this Crypt Sliver, which gives all your creatures regenerate. You got Virulent for poisonous, you got Siphon for lifelink, Acidic for shock-related damage, Necrotic for spot removal, and finally Mana Weft for more mana power. I only play one Planeswalker because I only have room for the one. Now, I decided to go with Xenaghost the Reveler because compared to Ugin, this comes out much faster. And while Ugin's ultimate does essentially give you a big bonus, this can too. But again, reaching the ultimate happens a lot faster because it's so much cheaper. Plus, this also helps with color fixing. But you guys let me know in the comments what other Planeswalkers you would run in this case. And I wonder if they'll ever make a Sliver Planeswalker. That would be pretty cool. Then we have my enchantments. I have Lurking Predators, which basically makes my opponent think twice about playing spells unless they want to give me potentially free creatures. Sunbird's Invocation, it's just great value with your Cascade triggers. As foretold, a really great way when you're stuck with mana or you just want to be able to cast extra spells late game without having to pay for them but still getting the value. Zendikar's Resurgent and Mirari's Wake, which help me double or triple my mana and give me either card draw or boost to my creatures. Guardian Project for more draw. And Training Ground, which is just great with Sliver Queen or Overlord or Necrotic to lower their costs. Then we've got artifacts, mostly are related to mana power in this case, or just to make sure that when you cascade, even with a one casting cost creature that's a Sliver, you'll get something out of it. I have Soul Ring, Gilded Lotus, Lotus Petal, Mana Crypt, Mox Diamond, Chromatic Lantern, more mana fixing, Dark Steel Ingot. I got my Urza's Incubator, which lowers the cost of my Slivers, Door of Destinies to boost my Slivers, and Senseless Divine Top, which is mostly there just to rig my top three so I can get as much value as possible out of Cascade triggers. Then we have my sorceries, only 5 in the deck. Usually just there to help me get some sort of creatures or lands into play. So you have Skyshroud Claim, one of my personal favorites. Nature's Lore, no foil exists for this card, so I got also a Farseek. Got a Green Sun Zenith. And finally a Genesis Wave, which if Genesis Wave happens in a game where you're playing Slivers, you're likely going to at least beat one person, no matter what, in your same turn. And last but not least, we've got the instants. I play Nexus of Fate, just in case I don't deck out. And plus I get extra turns from it. I have a tutor, being Vampiric Tutor. I have some spot removal spells, which are Putrefy and Utter End. The only board wipe in the deck, really, just in case. I never really end up using it very often, but it's just in case you get that one person who's got a creature with hexproof or shroud, or it's in this whole field's indestructible and you can't deal with it. This is really the only way around it. And last but not least, Aladamari's Call to go get yourself whatever Sliver creature you need. And that's it. Those are the 99 cards that make up my The First Sliver deck. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Shout out to Cure for the common game with his awesome deck techs he does each and every week. Thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this week's episode. If you're a fan of EDH gameplay and you like whether it be 1v1 or multiplayer and you want to be part of the ever-growing Commander Challenge family, just make sure you smash the subscribe button and notification bell down below. We do weekly videos. Don't forget as well to like, comment, share our videos, but most importantly, enjoy them. On behalf of all of our members here, I'm your host, BT. Feel free to check out all of the videos in the channel. Join our game. It's now your turn. Cheers!